So the Galaxy A54 5G just came out at $449 in the United States, but there's a slight problem that I see, and that's going to be the Pixel 7. It's actually a really nice option that was just released by Google about 5 months ago, which is currently on sale for the same price as the Galaxy A54. So I thought it might be interesting to compare these two, and I think afterwards it's going to be pretty obvious which one you should go with. So let's go ahead and get started. Now, when it comes to the screen on these two, it's going to be pretty close in size. The Galaxy phone is a hair larger and it weighs about 5 grams heavier. You're going to get a 6.3-inch AMOLED display on the Pixel 7, 1080 by 2400 resolution versus a slightly larger 6.4-inch Super AMOLED screen on the Galaxy A54, and that's got 1080 by 2340 resolution. One advantage with the A54, it's got 120 Hz refresh rate versus only 90 on the Pixel 7, and then screen brightness is going to be fairly similar between these two. A little more bluish tint to the Galaxy screen, but both look good in my opinion, and you'll be able to watch apps like Netflix in the highest resolution, YouTube videos in upscaled 4K resolution on both phones as well. Both screens look really good in person, and it may just come down to personal preference on which one looks better, but you can't really go wrong with either one in my opinion. And then when it comes to the battery life, both of these have been really good in my experience. Actually, these have been some of the best I've seen when compared to other phones that I've tested. The Pixel 7 lasted over 13 hours before dying at 100% screen brightness versus 15 hours for the Galaxy A54. So you should easily get a couple days use depending on what types of stuff you'll be doing. But if you're someone who likes to stream YouTube or listen to podcasts while working, these two are going to be pretty good options. You only get wireless charging though with the Pixel 7, but then you get slightly faster wired charging on the Galaxy A54 with 25 watts over 20 watts with the Pixel 7. Then when it comes to software, these two are going to be slightly different. Even though they're both on Android 13, you are going to notice slight differences in things like the notification shade. You'll also have the option of Google Discover or Samsung O left of the home screen on the Galaxy A54. Overall, you'll be able to do a lot of the same stuff, but just done in a slightly different way on each. You'll also have the Fingerprint Scanner on the front built into the screen for both phones, but a little lower on the Galaxy A54. It does seem to be a little bit slower on the Galaxy phone, but I do feel it's a little more reliable than on the Pixel 7. Good thing is you have Face Unlock for both as well, but I might prefer how Google does things just a little bit better. Again, it's going to come down to personal preference, but if you told me I had to use Samsung's One UI 5, I actually don't mind using it. When it comes to performance, it was nice to see the slight bump up from the Galaxy A53 5G for Samsung, but even with that slight increase, the Pixel 7 still has quite a bit better performance, as you can see here in the Geekbench scores. I don't really think using either are going to feel that slow just moving around the software, but the Pixel does feel a little bit smoother, maybe a little bit faster in my testing. And then when it comes to gaming, you are going to get a little higher graphics and frame rates on the Pixel versus the Galaxy phone. You really can't go wrong with either for most games, but if you want the phone with better gaming, you'll want to go with the Pixel. Now the speakers on these two are actually really close. They might not be the loudest phones out there, but still pretty good in my opinion. I did a quick test and it looks like the Pixel phone does go a skosh higher in decibels, but still it's pretty close and you can't go wrong with either as far as which one sounds better. Here's a quick sample of each just to give you an idea of what they sound like.
Tell me what's wrong and why you never said you felt that way. Guess you're trying to stay strong and fake a smile until I look away. But I've known you too long, it hurts to watch your blue eyes fade to gray. Tell me what's wrong and why you never said you felt that way. Guess you're trying to stay strong and fake a smile until I look away. But I've known you too long, it hurts to watch your blue eyes fade to gray. As you fade away, as you fade away, as you fade away, as you fade away.
And then when it comes to the cameras, they both have a 50 megapixel main camera lens and both are going to have a 12 megapixel ultra wide. But then you get an extra 5 megapixel macro lens on the Galaxy phone. And then as far as front facing, you get a 10.8 megapixel on the Pixel 7, 32 megapixel front facing on the Galaxy A54. When comparing them, they are fairly close in most areas, but sometimes the Galaxy phone just tends to have too much red on skin tones, where the Pixel is really good when it comes to color for just about everything and in most lighting situations. If you're looking for a phone with good cameras, these two actually are a pretty good option, but for me I have to give it to the Pixel. It's just one of those phones that you can point and shoot and get a great photo almost every time. Now the shutter speed is not going to be the fastest out there on either phone, but I feel like it might be a little better or quicker on the Pixel 7 versus the Galaxy A54. So yeah, to me, if you want the phone with better cameras, Pixel 7 just edges out the Galaxy A54. Here's a few samples of each just to give you an idea of what to expect. So hopefully this video gave you a little closer look at the Galaxy A54 and the Pixel 7. As you can see, two great choices. I feel like the Galaxy A54 is a nice improvement over the A53, but there are just some things with the Pixel 7 where I feel it's a little bit better phone than the Galaxy A54. So if you've made it this far into the video, you may want to say thanks by subscribing, and don't forget to give a thumbs up if this video was helpful. This is Brian from Fishbee Productions. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you on the next one.